4 years ago, I was having a hard time finding friends. I was actually having a hard time connecting to anybody. I was standing on the school court alone, eating my bread, looking at the girl I really liked. And then I'd just obsess over her. What would happen if I went up to them and asked to play the little ball game they played? In my mind, I always got rejected. In my mind, I was always the outsider, which wasn't liked by anyone. Because I had no friends, right? Eventually, though, I got a friend. But it turned out that we were just in this friendship which you are put together in school in a table group, so you will do some things together. We had the two girls which I liked as well on the table group. I talked to this new friend of mine and said, "Yo, can we meet up with these two girls? Please, maybe have a little play date." Keep in mind, we're still children in there, so we set up this little play date. And I was playing a friend for the girl I liked. I was not saying anything that I liked her, but every day I'd obsess over her. I'd only go to school for her, she was my only motivation. But nothing happened. Every day I went to school, looked at her, said nothing, tried to get a little eye contact with a smile, but would always just avoid the eye contact when she made it back. So, how do we get dating experiences as an introvert, which is struggling with finding those connections? The first thing, which is the most difficult, is to shape our minds in a way that we do not get blocked by ourselves. So you've sure heard of limiting beliefs, right? Limiting beliefs are something like, I can't get a girlfriend because of this. I can't get a girl to like me because I'm fat. You know this, right? Your mind will automatically play those, especially if you've had a rather rough childhood where you got bullied in. Your mind will automatically play these films in your head just to protect you. Just to protect you from the pain and the rejection that might come. So we want to eliminate the limiting beliefs. That means if you have some things in your mind, on your identity, which you deal with. So for example, I could never get a girlfriend. I play way too many video games. You have two choices now. You can either stop video games, embody excellence, and just quit the bad habits. Or you can get into the mind frame, okay, I play video games, but still there would be thousands of girls which would still like me. You can do both, though I would encourage you to do the one where you eliminate the bad habits. I've done this myself and I've had huge success with this. So, I stopped playing video games. This was my example. I stopped playing video games and then suddenly I had more time to develop myself. I was now getting into sports. I was now jogging 1 time a week. I was now cutting down the sweets and getting my body fat a bit lower. I actually got a new haircut for myself, so girls would find me more attractive than just a little boy haircut I've had for 12 years. With that, we got into our first tour to France. It was a course tour. And in there I had my first romance. One evening on the tour, I took some of my friends and 4 other girls out to sushi. And there was this brunette girl which really wanted to talk with me, which really wanted to have some more insights about me. She was quite good looking. And now she sat in front of me at the opposite side of the table. Suddenly, I've had the first experience where a girl would actually talk to me, where she was interested in me. So what I would like you to do is also scale up your charisma. So this means you're having a hard time with people right now. And you think to yourself that your speaking is not so good because you're introverted. This comes from it. If you think of introverts, you think they don't like to communicate a lot. They can't talk a lot. They would rather be by themselves. Now, we want to reframe the mind in a way that we say to ourselves, you can call it affirmations. We say, I actually like talking to people. People might actually want to listen to me. I have interesting things to say. And I talk with power. So if you can develop a way where you can actually talk with some charisma, where you just don't say everything like this, but actually have some tone behind your voice, and maybe even do some weird things with your mouth, right? Then it will get easier for you because people are more interested, more pulled in by what you will have to say. This goes for everybody, but of course we're focusing on the girls right now. So after getting together with the girl that you like and maybe even some friends on the side, and you go just on a casual walk, if you still do walks, then you can get into a nice conversation on the way. It doesn't have to be anything deep. You can just talk about what's your favorite color. Well, of course, this would be the level 1, level 0, but after that, you can still rev up to things like, oh, so what will you be doing after school? What are you most happy to when you get home from this trip? Then automatically you have an interesting thing to talk about, and from there you can do these yeah and answers. This is another concept, which means you will validate their answer and give your own opinion in a way to it. It doesn't have to be your opinion, you can just tell a story as well. So I've had this recently where I've gone onto a call with a good friend of mine, and he talked a lot about what was going on in his life right now. And I could always pull something out from my life and then talk about it as well. This is the best way to keep a conversation going. This means, for example, she says, yeah, I'm doing a lot of yoga in my free time. And you can say, oh, yoga, I've heard of this. My mother actually did this there. I've never done it, I think it's a bit stupid, but I'm doing some gym exercise on the side. Now, don't be scared of anything you will have to say. Try to be authentic. You don't have to suppress yourself. Especially in dating, it's one of the worst things you can do, to suppress yourself. To not give away your true colors. Because then, well, first of all, she might like something else, the person you're trying to be, and in the second case, you're just not having a good time because you want to be something, you want to be someone else, but can't be it because you're in your head the whole time. You're overthinking what would happen if I said this, would I actually offend her? Or would she maybe laugh? Oh, I don't know. After you've got the first contact down, ask for WhatsApp. I find WhatsApp to work better than asking for the number because the number is kind of cliche. So after you've got the WhatsApp and you've been separated for some hours, you can then just go on to text her because texting is what you usually do, right? Texting feels a lot risk-freer than this. And keep in mind, texting is risk-free actually, because it will not matter that much when you get further, but in the beginning still, do your best to not say wrong things. Keep your best interest to keep yourself in an interesting light as well, right? You don't just want to spill everything from you out. Keep some mystery about yourself. Don't say, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this today, and this is actually all. I've told you everything I have done today in detail now, so what did you do? It's more about then how I found my relationships to develop. Is that first you would talk a lot over phone, and then after the first 2 weeks maybe, if it's fast, maybe a month if it's a bit slower, you will have your first meeting, your first dates. A big problem for me was because I was quite insecure, because I was thinking that the girl could just leave, she would lose interest in me. I really tried forcing it. So this is what I do not want you to do. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be amazing, but if you just have to push and push and push, make yourself uncomfortable because you're getting anxious and the girl uncomfortable because you're pushing too much, then this is not a good foundation to rely on. You'll get your heart broken even faster than if you just had some more patience. So keep the patience about you. Then how you go on is basically you do something on a date which you also would like to do in your free time. So it comes back to authenticity again. I would not say that you should bring your friends onto your dates. And when you're on a date, just try having a good time. Try really focusing on the moment. What helps for that is meditation. You've sure been noticing that if you're in a stressful day, you just space out even more. Maybe you're having a stressful day on the day you're meeting with her. So try to meditate at least 3 days before that, so you can kind of get into a habit and know what is being in the moment. It's for her, right? She will also notice this if you're thinking about something else. And then it's just down to you. I found it in my stage that it was much harder to get into a social environment with many people than instead of one. Instead of the one person I'd hoped to see the future years. So don't overshare too much, but still put the effort in. And if you put the effort in, it will automatically lead to success. So do not worry too much about the things that could happen. If she loses interest, it's just this way. Maybe you're not good enough for her yet, or she just doesn't want your gifts, she doesn't accept your gifts. Because as a person, you have some things about you that will make yourself attractive to other girls. So, for example, you have an amazing charisma, you can always make her laugh, you have the nice romantic date ideas which you can act out on. You're the quite hot guy which has the jawline, which has the body. Now, you can pull on her lip or something and make her look at you weirdly, you know. And of course, if she has a good time with you on the meetings, then she will come back to you. Also, what is quite a split topic nowadays, but I feel like I need to pass on to you, is that you have the responsibility to lead as a young guy. So, for example, if you're going into a restaurant, you will open the door, you will go to the waiter and that will give you a table, you will lead her towards the table, maybe with this little cute arm thing, you know, and then you might even want to order for her. So, this means I'd like you to try the risotto today. I think it's amazing. I bet you will enjoy it. And then you've given your guidance. It's just about giving your guidance. You don't want to force anything, but give away what you would think. Again, this is split. I know there will be some people disagreeing with this, but this is one thing where I've had the most healthy relationship experience with. So after that, you want to order everything. She do everything for her as if she was your little daughter. Say to the waiter, yeah, she will take this, I will take this. And you're good. And then the last thing, which is kind of uncomfortable to talk about, is that it comes down to appearance as well. So if you're having a fat stomach and you're looking unclean in the face, pimples, little hairs of your beard, whatever, then you want to elevate how you look. So maybe it's with a new haircut. Maybe it's getting a skincare routine. I've never had these. I think washing your face is enough, but try to make yourself as presentable as possible. Don't wear some oversized t-shirts which have been worn for 3 years already and the print is already coming off, but try to dress yourself in a way which, for the female gaze, maybe you've heard this, so it's what the girls and the women will find attractive. Boys don't really care about this thing, but it will change a lot if you get into the dating market, that then suddenly you have to be a lot more presentable, because before with your boys you didn't have to be. Always remember to do the little small extra things for her. Just yesterday I've seen a couple that said goodbye and the guy just went inside of his house while the girl was driving off. It was a young girl. And then the guy did not wave goodbye to the girl, which I think you should absolutely do. It's just a little thing, but I bet this will make her happier than if you just left. So you're still allowed your own choices. I don't want to make them for you. You have your own way of thinking, I have mine. But still, I hope this video has helped you. If it has, please subscribe to this channel. Until then, stay safe and see you soon.